Hello and welcome to Coxie's Picks, and today we're going to be looking at this. This is a small piece of plastic generated from a 3D print file that I got from Covert. They got hold of their files courtesy of when they merged with 3D Locksport, and they published those files for free on their website. So you can get the files for free, but if you want them to print it, it will set you back $10 US. They print it in black PLA, and so that's the reason why I printed this in black. Obviously, there are cheaper solutions for printing. If you can get the files, you can probably get them printed for free at your local library. That's not a lot of a filament, and it takes about 8 minutes to print it. So, yeah. What's it for? Well, it turns one of these empty cans into a set of shims. So, I suppose we better use it as a stencil and see how effective it is. So, I've got a vulnerable padlock. You know it's vulnerable because it doesn't have ball bearings. It's going to be noted by these notches rather than the cutouts for balls. So we'll give that one a shim in a second, he says confidently. But first, we need to slice and dice this. So I suppose we'll get to try it. Oh, and yeah, obviously, metal, sharp, red stuff contains inside. Be very careful. Wear gloves if you're not sure. I'm just going to use scissors. I'm going to stab it and cut it open. So we'll see what happens. Oh. Okay, so we've got our donor metal. First thing I want to do is I want to make sure that there's lots of sharp bits that I've hacked through, I've gotten rid of. So I'm just going to trim this down. Right, I'm getting my best Blue Peter on now. We're just going to slice off this just so it's not sharpening my fingers. Okay, cool. Right, so the idea behind this is that you place the stencil over, like so, right, and then you cut around it. So let's go with our best eye lining and start a trimming. Okay, and we'll just straighten up this edge, and we'll come back onto this edge. Cool, and we're going to put a cut down here. Oh, doesn't like the scissors slicing down it, but that's just my scissors, I think. Yep. Okay, so that's over. That's at the right height, so we'll just get that one to the right height as well. Cool. And then what we need to do is we need to just make that into a curvy bit. That's that one. Let's break that way. And we need to do the same on the other side. So there we go. Oh, not as neat as I was expecting, but there we are. Right, so that's that bit. Then what you need to do is you need to fold this half up and this half down so that you make like a cushion for your fingers so all the sharps stay in the middle. So it goes like this, and then it goes like this. Right, so we're kind of getting there. Now, I'm just going to fold that over so it gives it some strength and moves the sharp bit away from my fingers. And then obviously that's not going to fit around the shackle, so I'm going to find something circular, i.e. the shackle. Right, so we're going to put it around the shackle, just like so, to try and get it to curve a little bit. That didn't work very well. Let's put around a screwdriver. That'll be easier. There we go. Much better. Okay, so we end up with something like this. Right, now obviously there's two sides to this, so I need to cut out another one. Okay, so there we go. Let's cut out another one. Okay, so we've got our two shims, we've got our padlock. Now the idea is that you go in, let's say opposite, because obviously we've got the locking dogs coming in from this side. We don't want to force on top of the locking dog, thin metal, it'll bend. And we're going to be putting the shackle in and out as we're doing it. So we're going to put it in, into the gap. It slides in quite nicely. And we're going to do the same on the other side, like so. There we are, so it's sliding in. Now, what we want to do is we want to get these 90 degrees, but at the same time, we don't want to snap the metal, right? So we'll feel some resistance. But if you push in on the shackle, you're going to get some mechanical advantage. So you'll be able to push it and wiggle it around. And then with any luck, we'll get it to turn around. So that's one side. And we'll do exactly the same on the other. So we're going to bounce in the shackle, like so. And then with any luck, we should be in the right position. Now that we've got both with the metal pointing in and hopefully blocking the dogs, I should be able to pull on the shackle and it should open up. So, moment of truth. No. So either these aren't in the right place. Oh, that one's definitely not in the right place. That's bent and distorted. So hang on. Let's get this one to go into the right place. So if I just take this back out, you can see how it started to snap. I think that might be better. It's definitely fiddly using flimsy metal. Perhaps I should have used a better can rather than a cheap Aldi can. Nope. So let's just go for this. Okay. Well, that one looks like it's right. This one does not. Oh, it's starting to split all over the place. Let's just take this one out. It snapped. Okay, so let's just pop this out and unjam this. Oh, okay. Right, so let's get this one out. So that one was fine. This one's beheaded itself. So let's just go back in with this. 90 degrees, push in, and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And I think we've got enough metal to give it another go on making another one. So let's quickly go. Okay, that one's in, and that one's in. Let's give it a go. Ah, oh, look at that. So, the secret to success is patience and going for it. But, are these multi-use? Well, not really. But then again, it didn't cost me anything. That's cool. It worked. Rest in peace, little can. But yeah, there we go. So, that is the shim template that's available. They used to be available on 3D Locksport. That's now available on Covert instruments. So yeah, nice. Oh, and for the record, these locks are not very good. This is S&L, sold by our local B&Q. It's their high range-ish, right? The S&L is meant to stand for Smith & Lock, but apply a bit of tension, wiggle and jiggle, and it opens. So I think the S&L stands for shitlock. But hey ho, what do I know? See you in the next vid. Goodbye.